Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel where we talk all things life, food, family, and fun. Today we're talking a marriage trick that will keep you from having empty nest syndrome when the kiddos move on. So if you're interested in finding out how to do that, just keep watching and let's do this. Okay, so we've all heard the term empty nest syndrome. And the reason we've all heard that is because it's a real thing.
Alone in the house.
Well, why is it a real thing? Well, I think it's a real thing because way too many parents, and I think especially us moms, put our kids before our marriage. And that is mistake number one, and a lot of times can be fatal. Now, I totally get it. I understand, especially when your kids are young. They are taking up tons of your time. You're exhausted. You're maybe not getting enough sleep. You're constantly cleaning, constantly chasing them around, and really, at the end of the day, you don't have a lot left over to give. But a common myth is that this is just a season. I can't tell you how many women that I have spoken to, especially moms of younger kids, who when I ask them, hey, how often do you go out with your husband? How often do you guys date? And they will say, undoubtedly, all the time, well, it's just a season. We don't have a lot of time. We're exhausted. We don't have a lot of money. Nobody can put our kids to bed but us. We can't afford a babysitter, or we can't afford to go out because we're just making ends meet. I hear the same things. We all kind of struggle with the same things. The problem with that is that there really isn't ever just a season in parenthood. As your kids get older, it's going to go from changing diapers and chasing them around to running them all over the place and spending even more time with them. Your diapers are going to turn into hockey practice, football practice, baseball practice, soccer practice, cheerleading, gymnastics, band, music lessons. I mean, you name it. These kids get involved in so many things, and we just go nuts driving them all over the place and trying to keep up with their schedules. So really, as they get older, they don't need you less. It just changes. The places that you're with them change and what you're doing change, but you're really spending just as much time with your kids as you are when they're little, or at least I hope you are. So the myth is that it's just a season, and when this season ends, you'll have more time for your spouse.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
And it just isn't true. And in all honesty, there is never a season to ignore your marriage. And this is why. If you ignore your marriage, you end up living with your roommate instead of your soulmate when the kids move out.
And this living arrangement is only temporary, right?
And none of us want that. We all want to be able to have a thriving marriage before we have kids, during kids, and after kids. So my tip for you today on marriage is do not ignore your marriage. Find a way to date each other at least once a week. I know this sounds hard, but even if you just take an hour, all of us can muster an hour. I mean, I know you love binge watching my videos, but take a break, a small one, just for a day, and do something with your husband. Now, if you can't afford to go out, totally fine. Put the kids to bed, make sure they stay in bed, and set up a picnic on your balcony with some cheese and a glass of wine or your favorite drink or whatever, and sit and talk. No devices, just sit and talk for an hour. Or do a picnic in your backyard, or make a tent in your bedroom.
What's in it for me?
I'm telling you, if you make a tent in your bedroom, you won't regret it. Just find a way to connect with each other once a week. You don't have to spend money, but no screens. This is not watching a movie together on the couch and falling asleep on the couch. That doesn't count. So what I'd like you to do is for the next 4 weeks, and if you can get your husband involved in this, this would be great. But for the next 4 weeks, you plan 2 evenings for at least an hour if you can't go out. But if you can go out, get a babysitter and go out. He plans to. And at the end of the month, get together with your spouse and reflect on those 4 times, and if it changed anything, if you feel more connected with each other. And if you do, I would love to hear a comment below on some ideas of things that you guys did together that you really enjoyed, and give some of the rest of us some good ideas of things that we might be able to do with our husbands. So I hope you'll give these tips a try. I hope you will invest some time and effort into your marriage. You will not regret it. You do not want to have empty nest syndrome when the kids are gone, you want to have your marriage where you're still in love with each other after they're gone. Now, I know none of us set out to ignore our marriages. And really, if we're not super honest, we might even say we're not ignoring our marriage. And we might not even think we're ignoring our marriage. It just happens. You get busy and time goes by and you don't even realize it. And all of a sudden, it's been years. So I'm not accusing anyone of purposely ignoring their marriage. I'm saying it happens so fast when you least expect it. And so to combat that, you need to be intentional with your marriage and plan your nights together, and don't just leave it up to chance. Also, ladies, there is nothing more satisfying than freaking out your teenage kids with all your lovey-dovey PDA.
I love them. I don't care who knows it.
I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times when our daughters were like, "Are you kidding me? Gross, get a room." But in all seriousness, kids actually want to see that their parents are not only living together, kids want to see that their parents love each other. They don't just love each other, they're in love with each other. And ultimately, it provides them security, knowing that their parents' marriage is safe and secure and that they're secure in their family unit. So don't be afraid to let your kids know how much you love your husband. If my daughters are watching this right now, they're probably throwing up. And if you're watching this and you're not married, put this tip in your phone, write it down in your journal, however you keep things in mind so that when you do end up married, you will remember this tip. So that's everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I so appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up, and also the bell. Hit the bell because then you'll get a little notification that I've uploaded a new video. And until next time, ladies, stay inspired, try some things out with your husband, and I'll see you in the next video. See you, ladies.